what's up YouTube? Webbers5 here, coming at you today with the update to my Cyberdark deck, which is now featuring Danger. So I came up with this idea when my friend Martin was getting rid of his Dangers. I thought about picking them up after seeing how well they performed at all the recent YCSs. I just wasn't sure what kind of deck I wanted to use it in, so I decided to give it a go with the Cyberdarks. Admittedly, now it is primarily a Danger deck featuring a little bit of Cyberdarks, but as per usual, the Cyberdark is mainly just summon the boss monster as your win condition and just smack the game. So onto that, let me show you how it goes. So to kick the Cyberdark Danger profile off, let's kick off with the Cyberdarks. So the Cyberdark engine consists of 2 Horn, 2 Edge, 2 Keel, just because the main monsters to make into a dragon. I cut them down because with the Danger engine, I really want to do see the Dangers a bit more just to help start off. And ideally, the main purpose of them is just to get them in the grave to set up for later. And their stats aren't amazing, and I do have to normal summon them to get their effects, so cut them down a bit just to help improve a bit consistency a bit more. And then the remaining Cyberdarks playing 3 cannon to help get to them a bit faster, and then 2 claw to help filter out my spells. Admittedly, with the Danger side of it, I'm doing a bit less of Cyberdark Claw to search impact just in case I accidentally discard it. So that's another reason I cut Claw down to 2. The other reason I put him down is because Claw's equip effect lets you send stuff from the extra deck to the grave, which more frequently I don't necessarily need to do, but I always want to see cannon to try and mill stuff out of my deck. So pretty useful like that. That's it for the Cyberdarks. Then moving into the Dangers. So 3 Bigfoot, the big 3K beta. Really liking him. So if he's naturally all the Dangers do the same first effect of revealing themselves. Your opponent randomly chooses a card, and then if it's not the card you revealed, you get to summon it and then draw a card. That's one of the reasons I've decided to try Dangers out in this deck, because the way I thought the Dangers could work in combo with Cyberdarks is because since they either discard themselves or they summon themselves, I'm either getting a free monster that I can use as a beta or an extender, or I'm getting a free monster in my graveyard to set up for later. So that's why I decided to give this a go. In there, so yeah, really liking it so far. Plus, through other extenders in my other cards in my extra deck, cards like Bigfoot come in handy for other reasons, which I'll get to when I get to my extra deck. Next, 3 Nessie. So Nessie searches any danger. Nessie searches a danger card when it's discarded. So good way for me to filter out to get other Dangers to get their effects through. And 3 Chupacabra. Chupacabra is a res of a Chupacabra reses a Danger, so other stuff that I've been previously discarded, if Chupacabra gets discarded, I get free monster out. I could use it for rank 4 plays, but currently in my build I'm not actually playing any rank 4s. I can't really think of any I feel like using. But yeah, quite like. Next, 3 Jackalope. This is probably one of my more favourite ones. So Jackalope is filter 1 out from the deck if it's discarded. I also ideally like Jackalope because it lets me go into rank 3 plays, specifically Dante, so I can start milling. Which makes me think in rank 4s I could also play Minerva for that reason, but I don't really want to mill too much. But Dante is pretty useful. I quite like him. So yeah, quite. Next in my Dangers, 2 of the best one, to Sukinoko. I actually don't know which one it is. If anybody knows the proper pronunciation of this card, please post it in the description and please post it in the comments and let me know. So Yugioh is probably one of the best dangers, because if he is discarded, he just special summons himself, so it's just the free special summon of the deck. Free special summon just determines whether or not he's chosen or not, determines whether you break even or go -1. And again, he's the main other level 3 for making my Dante play, so really like him for that. I would play 3, but currently I don't have a third one, and they're kind of pricey at the moment. Next danger I'm playing, just trying this one out. One danger, Dogman. So Dogman is, if he's discarded, you can make all your opponent's monsters lose 1,000, which, since the main aim of this deck is to make the Cyberdark Dragon and just smack for as much damage as you can, I thought having Dogman would be a great way to help with that. Admittedly, there is the other reason some people play Dogman, which is for the combine it with Nessie to make the Tomahawk and do Link spam. I don't really do that, my X deck doesn't really have the space for it, but something to consider. And the last danger I'm playing, one Mothman. So Mothman he's a Dark World Dealings if he's discarded, so both players draw a card, then each player's discard one. So I throw him in because every now and then there are cards in my hand which I classify as a brick, so he's a good way to help clear those up. Or try to clear those up. Because frankly, if it's just Mothman and the card in my hand, which is I quite like using Mothman near the end if I've got like that card in my hand, which is ideally I want it in the grave. So Mothman. So if I do Mothman last, I'm with one other card in my hand, which is the card I want in the grave. I'm getting what I want, which is either Mothman discard, and then I get to draw one and then discard the card that I want to get rid of, or summon Mothman, draw a new card, and then still getting rid of the card I want. And one Malefic Truth Dragon. This is the main monster that I tend to equip to my Cyberdark Dragon. It's also another one of the reasons I decided to try out the dangers, because yes, I'm aware there's various cards that can allow me to discard as cost to do something. An easy one being like Twin Twisters, but since I decided to give Dangers a try, it helps cause the brick in my hand of the Malefic Truth Dragon. So yeah, great in the grave, not great anywhere else in my hand. Next, three Armageddon Knights. My entire deck is Dark Attribute, so great way to just get my Cyberdarks in the grave, or get that Malefic Truth Dragon in the grave so I don't have to see it. Or say I've got the Chupacabra in my hand, just way to filter a danger into the grave so I've got something to res later. But yeah, this card is absolutely amazing, but I do agree with most people that this is a problematic card, this format. This may potentially get hit on the next list, but we shall see. And then the last monster I'm playing is just one Morphing Jar, because came off the ban list, discard your entire hand to draw then both players draw 5. So, good way to... So yeah, another method to get rid of those bricks, and since it's Cyberdarks, I just want monsters in my grave, so here's a way to get monsters in my grave and thin my deck, so why not? Why not? So that's it all for all the monsters I played. That was a total of 32 monsters. This is probably one of the highest monster ratios I've had in a deck in a while. Going into the spells... One Cyberdark Impact, because it's like my main card, the way I can make my dragon, the main reason I win most of the duels with this deck. 3 Cyberdark Inferno, just in case I'm in the position that I do heavy Cyberdark in my hand, so bounce them back, get the effects of the equip from being sent to grave, and then... yeah, useful like that. Secondary effect doesn't... for a while, I wasn't really using it for its... For a while, I did try using it for its secondary effect, which, if it gets popped by an opponent's card effect, you can rotate for any fusion or polymerization card, but over time, I kept floating in and out of if I want to play one or not. Like, when I was playing the big dragon, Cyber Darkness, I would use it for the Overload fusion, but it's iffy like that. But I figured since it does have the ability to search for one, I may as well play one. So, recently I just added one in, and you'll see it in a moment. And then the remaining spells are the limited spells that I play. So, one Foolish, get a monster in the grave. It's a grave specific deck. One Rotor, get the Armageddon Knight so I can mill. One Card Destruction, because triggers all the dangers, gets those Cyberdark pieces in my grave. Yeah, this card was so good to come back. Though, admittedly, I do have mixed feelings about this card being back in the format. On the one hand, I agree it's not so bad, because the card itself is a -1. It's a good way for... It's good support to get people to play Danger. But, simultaneously, I don't like it when it's dropped on me when I've got a pretty decent hand. And then finally, the last card I'm playing, which is my fusion card target. If you guys haven't guessed it by now, based off the deck, it's super polymerization. Because naturally, my deck's all dark attributes, so I've got the very easy target of Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, and it's a way to both put extra monster. It's a way to put a monster on the field. Good way to put a big monster on the field, or disrupt my opponent's plays. Yeah, I love having super polymerization back. Okay, going into the extra deck. So I've got the one Cyberdark Dragon, naturally, boss monster. No explanation needed. It's a Cyberdark variant deck, so I'm playing this. One 5-headed dragon. I slotted this into the extra deck because, as I said, Cyberdark Claw lets you mill stuff from the extra deck. Sometimes I might not necessarily hit into a method to mill the Malefic Truth early, so just gives me a nice secondary option. Plus some decks more recently, like Sky Striker, are maining Shark Cannon, which lets you banish something from the grave. So if they banish that Malefic Truth from my grave, it's nice for me to have a backup just in case. The one Starving Venom, because my super poly target, and then he pops stuff when he dies, which is nice. That's it for the fusions. I do play synchros in this deck. I don't actually synchro into them, but you'll see. So, first one I'm playing, one Omega, just on the off chance that, say, my Cyberdark Impact gets discarded or destroyed and sent to my graveyard. Omega's just a good way for me to put it back into the deck, just so I can still see it again. Next up, one shooting Quasar Dragon as another optional equip for the Cyberdark Dragon. Main purpose of this is if I've got, say, a Link extension, or say, I don't know, my Cyberdark Dragon gets Kaiju'd, well, then I just get a free Shooting Star Dragon out of it, which is pretty nice. Not gonna lie, I won't argue with a free monster. Like, this was much... Like, I like this a lot more when I was playing Cyberdarkness, because I would equip it to that, and then if Cyberdarkness used its effect to remove its equip to negate something, if I had an open zone, then I still got this free Shooting Star Dragon as well. So yeah, this is pretty fun. That's it for the synchros. For the XZs, I'm only playing one XZs, which is Dante, because mill, grave-specific deck. And moving into the links I'm playing. So I edited my build slightly to make it more damage-centered, so most of my links are focused on helping me hit for damage. So first one, triple Wee Witch's Apprentice. As I said, my entire deck is dark, except the Morphing Jar. So very easy, very generic link for me to use. Good for my extenders for the link extensions. 2 Underclock Taker, because he helps set up for an OTK. So if I've, say, got the Cyberdark Dragon, or say maybe Bigfoot underneath it as well, I can just lower my opponent's thing to 0. Then if I've got a way to either open my zones again, I can make the Cyberdark Dragon power it up, and then just smack for huge damage. And then last links I'm playing, just the Nightmare package, so one Cerberus, pop a special summon monster, one Phoenix, pop a back row, one Unicorn, spend something away. Yeah. Nightmares were just such a good print. Gives players lots of generic outs to generic stuff. Okay, so that was the deck profile, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe as always. And if you really enjoyed the video, feel free to hit that notification bell so that you never miss an upload. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.